Data Science Learning Platforms students. In the previous tutorials, we have learned about two important libraries in Python for data science, which are Matplotlib and NumPy libraries. And I'm excited to start our data science sessions. Now, in this tutorial, we are going to learn about what is data science and what is data science life cycle and what is data science process. Now, first, let's move on with the definition of the data science. Now, what is data science? Now, data science is a field of study which integrates mathematics, statistics, and programming skills with the business domain to extract insights from the data, which will later be used by the analysts and the business management to take better decisions and to select good strategies for their organizations. Now, in data science, also helps us in predicting the future output with the input data with the input data which has been taken. And now we can also build models in data science which will be useful for classification, clustering, and also for predicting the new information. We can also use time series and forecasting in data science to forecast the future predictions of the company. For example, the sales predictions of the company based upon the present data, we can forecast the future sales of the company. Okay. Now, what is data science life cycle? Notice data science life cycle has 7 steps. First one is business understanding, data mining, data cleaning, data exploration, feature engineering, predictive modeling, data visualization. Now let's go step by step. First step is business understanding. Now, before predicting the future values or building a data science model for a company, we must first understand the business of the company. What type of business does the company does? Is it a finance related company? Is it a banking company, or is it a medical based company, and so on? There are with the professions with the okay. Now, to build a business model, it is very much important to understand what type of business is happening in the company. If it is sales related company, if it's a marketing related company, now what is the basic operations which are done in the company, and what type of data is produced from those operations, and what can a data science professional do with that data. Okay. Now that is a business understanding. In second step, after understanding the business of the company, we need to gather the required data to build our data science model. Now that data can be coming from the company, or it also can be coming from a third party. Now we all know that there are two types of data, primary and secondary. The primary data is already present in the company systems, and secondary data is what we have to get from other third party organizations. We might be asked to conduct different surveys or different questionnaires, or we need to get data from different newspapers which have published about our company, and from so on we need to be able to gather all the data which is required for the company. Maybe our company's data is archived and we need to mine the data sometimes. Okay. Now all this data gathering comes in data mining. Now, after gathering the data, now it is time for us to clean the data, to remove all the data, format it into a standardized form, and take out all the errors, scale the data properly, because sometimes for example, in some countries the height of a person might be given in meters. In some countries the height of a person can be given in feet. So we need to scale the data into one metric, so either in feet or meters, for us to clearly build the model. Now here it is the data cleaning process comes. Now we can also call data cleaning as a data pre-processing stage, where we clean the data, where we prepare the data to be sent into the model for the model to train and print the results for us. Now after the data pre-processing has been done, okay, now the fourth step is data exploration. Now in data exploration, what we do is we understand the data. Now understanding the business is one step, and understanding the data is another step. Now in the data, we'll be exploring the data using visualization techniques. Like we might see how many male employees are working in a company, or how many female employees are company, and what are their educational qualifications. Now which department has the highest number of employees, uh, and so on. We'll be exploring those that type of explorations with the help of visualization in the form of graphs and charts. Okay, now that is called data exploration. We need to understand the data for us to clearly know what type of data it is, and what type of model is or what type of algorithm is best suited for us to build the data science model. Now in the fifth step, that is feature engineering. Now always understand, for us to build a model, it is not necessary that all the features in the data are useful for us to build a model. Now what are features? If you are having any doubt what are features, now consider a picture a table in your mind. Okay, in a table, now let us understand the table contains columns, namely names, age, marks, okay, marks, subjects, and finally the end result is pass or fail. Okay, now these column names are features. Okay, these column names are feature. Name is a feature, age is a feature, subject is a feature. Now if we are asked to build a model based upon the age and the performance based on the age and marks of the student in the present situation, will he be able to pass his future examinations? That is the last column, results, whether he is pass or fail in the final exams based on the present exam marks. Okay, now if you are asked to build a model, what is the best feature for us to select? The best feature for us to select is uh, first of all, now we will not consider the result feature because it is what we have to predict, so we'll leave it aside. Now what is the best feature? Marks. Okay, marks we can consider, and subjects also we can consider. Now the only useless feature we have here is name. Now name of the student will not determine whether the student passes or fails. Alright, now it is not useful for the model to train, because if every time it passes Shiva, for example, let us take the name as Shiva. If every time we pass Shiva, okay, now let us understand that there are 10 Shivas in our data, 10 Shivas in our data, and let us understand that 9 Shivas have passed, and the last one Shiva has failed in his exam. Okay, now in the future when we are going to evaluate a new person, he is Shiva, and if you are going to predict based upon the name, he might fail or pass it, because it is not his performance is not dependent on his name. It is dependent on his hard work and present marks in the semester. Okay, now that's why we always extract the best features for our data model. Now for us to extract best features, we'll be using correlation and different sorts of functions or different sorts of methods for us to select the best features, and we'll be using those features only to train our model. Okay, now because if we use useless features or wrong features, our data is going to train but whenever when we are going to when we are going for prediction, it will give us the wrong results. Okay, now we don't want that to happen. Okay, now that is feature engineering. Now after extracting the useful features, we will be building predictive models which will be used for classifying or predicting or predicting the future values. Okay, now for predictions we'll be using different types of algorithms. For example, in machine learning we'll be using, for classification we'll be using logistic regression, k-means, k-nearest neighbor, random forest, and all these type of algorithms based upon the data. It always the algorithm which we are using is always dependent upon the data. Okay, always understand that. If you choose the right algorithm for the right data, it will give you the best results. Okay, now if you give the wrong algorithm for any data, it will not give you the expected results. Now after we have built the model, we are going to test the model. Okay, now we test the model and we are going to gain accuracy. Now afterwards, the seventh step is data visualization. In data visualization, what we do is we visualize how the model is predicting by passing the test data. Now how many values the model has predicted correctly, and how many times the model is predicted uh, incorrect. Okay, to understand that in a visualized way, we use data visualization. Okay, now just picture this in your minds. Okay, now if take a graph, let us build a scatter plot. Okay, let us build a scatter plot, and now there are two zones. Now divide the scatter plots into equal halves. Now there are two zones, one half is in red in color and one half is in green color. Okay, now all the correctly predicted values will be in the green zone, and all the wrongly predicted values will be in the red zone. Now in this way we'll be easily able to understand when how our data model has been trained. Okay, how much accurately it is predicting the values. Now after visualization, we'll be going for deployment where we'll be using that model. Okay, using that model in the company for predicting values. Okay, now it is data science. This is data science life cycle. It starts with business understanding, data mining, that is collection of data, gathering the data cleaning, data pre-processing, and afterwards exploring and understanding the data and extracting important features and building a predictive model. Now visualizing that results of the model with the data visualization, and finally we are going to deploy it. Now what is data science process? Now whenever a model is going to be built in a data science model is going to be built, this data science process is, now what is it? Now first we are going to obtain the data, next we are going to clean the data, we are going to explore the data, we are going to build a model. Okay, we are going to build a model with the training data, and later we are going to test its accuracy by passing unknown information, unknown values to the data, and seeing how much correctly it is predicting, and then we'll interpret it, and then the model is going to be deployed. Okay, now what are the applications of data science? Now data science is used in fraud and risk detection in many companies, and it is also used in healthcare in evaluating the medicines performance of medicines. Now for example, let us consider now. Okay, now a particular type of medicine was very much effective in the late 90s for a certain type of disease. It is killing the bacteria, and now it is not working. Now in the present situation, the medicine is not working on the certain type of bacteria. Now with the help of data science, they are going to determine what is how much, from when it is not working, and what are the reasons, and what are the steps we should be taken. All those insights would be provided, and from those insights the medical professionals would be taking required steps in changing the medicine, or adding some chemicals or some features to the medicine to improve it. Okay, now internet search, yes, in Google uses data mining and everything for internet search, and targeted advertising. Now for example, okay, Yeah, okay. For example, let us take uh, travel company. Okay, travel company. Now the travel company goes to pilgrimages. Okay, now goes to travel company goes to pilgrimages, and they want to, instead of wasting their advertising money by attracting all the people, they want to attract only the people who will be able to come to who will be able to go to pilgrimages. Okay, now we all know that pilgrimages mostly elder people would be willing to go to pilgrimages. Okay, now they have the data, the travel company has data, the person, the age and their income. Okay, now based upon that we need to, and there is also in the category there is an option where the certain type of person has opted for this travel company, yes, or he did not opt for travel company, no. Okay, now we have age. Okay, now we have age column there, we have their salary column. Now okay, with that information we have to uh, gain insights, and we need to classify the data so that the we might be able to understand or convey to the company that yes, so mostly elderly people with certain type of salary above this percentage are uh, mostly able to take up your are using your company to visit certain pilgrimages. Now that's how targeted advertising works. Now website recommendations is normal for Amazon, where when we buy a product it will give us the users also bought this, the others the people who bought this also bought these items. Yeah, those are the website recommendations. Even movies when Netflix and Amazon Prime also. Advanced image recognition, it is we can see this feature in Facebook, where when you click on the post, we can there the people's faces will be in squares, where the square and it will be giving their names. Okay, Facebook IDs, it will be giving those Facebook IDs, their Facebook IDs. Okay, now speech recognition, these are used by Google Assistant for sure, uh, and in Apple phones also. Okay, iPhones. And airline route planning, most surely they'll be planning those air route, because they'll be forecasting the weather changes, how the weather now. Okay, it is bit humid now, what would be the weather afterwards after 2 days, like that. Okay, now in gaming also data science is for example, Microsoft company has come up with a new gaming console, wherein will not be using our joysticks for playing game. We'll be using our hand gestures or body movements, and with the help of those we'll be able to play video games, wherein an algorithm or is used to recognize our faces and our body movements, with the with the help of that the gaming console will be recognizing, and it will be helping us to play the game. Okay, now in augmented reality also data science is used, and augmented reality, face recognition, image recognitions, all will be discussing in deep learning. Okay, now this is for today's tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching patiently, and if you have any doubts, please comment them in the comment box. And happy learning. From the next tutorials we will be learning about machine learning. Okay, and various algorithms. I'll be giving introduction about machine learning from the next videos. Okay, uh, thank you very much. Happy learning.